Hello students, now we are going to study a part of the second chapter, Federalism, of your civics book. Before starting this, let's recall the first chapter, Power Sharing, of the same book. In the chapter, we studied why power sharing is essential in a democracy, and we also studied the different forms of power sharing, like horizontal and vertical divisions of power sharing. You all know that in the system of vertical division of power, powers are divided between different levels of government. This is called federal division of powers. Let's learn what is federalism. Federalism is a system of government in which a written constitution divides the powers of government on a territorial basis. It is a division of powers between national government and regional local governments. So I think you are knowing the meaning of federalism. It is a system of government in which powers are divided according to the written constitution between different levels of the government. Beta, as we know that the constitution of Belgium was amended 4 times between 1970 and 1993 to reduce the power of the central government and to give these powers to the regional government. Regional governments existed even earlier, but all the powers given to these governments could be withdrawn by the central government. So we can say that before 1993 there was unitary form of government in Belgium, and after 1993 Belgium became a federal country. So let's learn with the example of Belgium what is difference between federal government and unitary government. In federal government, powers are divided between the central authority and various constituent units. In unitary government, there is concentration of power in the central government, means all the powers are enjoyed by the central government. In federal government, the central government can't pass orders to the state governments to do something, but unitary government can pass orders to the provincial or local government. In federal government, the state government is not answerable to the central government, but in unity form of government, the state government is answerable to the central government as it works under control of the central government. Let's learn the key features of federalism. Beta, in the system of federalism, there are 2 or more levels of government: central government, state government, or central government, state government, and regional governments, local governments. Different tiers of government govern the same citizens, but each tier has its own jurisdiction related to legislation, taxation, and administration. Let's learn this with the example. We all are the citizens of India. So central government makes laws for us, and on the other side, as we are residing in Rajasthan, so Rajasthan government also makes laws for us. Let's learn now the term jurisdiction. What is jurisdiction? The area over which someone has legal authority. This is termed jurisdiction. Okay, so the jurisdiction of different levels of government are specified in the constitution. The different levels of government enjoy powers according to the constitution. Courts have power to interpret the constitution and the powers of different tiers of government. If any conflict arises between the different levels of government, then courts resolve the conflict. Sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly mentioned to ensure financial autonomy. It means the sources of revenue means income, on which area which government has authority to levy and collect taxes. It is also written in the constitution. This system has dual objectives to safeguard and promote unity of the country. In a federal country, there is two types of objectives. What are? To protect regional diversity and promote unity. So we have learned the key features of federalism. Types of federations. Beta, the exact balance of power between the central and the state government varies from one federation to another. This balance depends mainly on the historical context in which the federation was formed. There are two kinds of routes through which federations have been formed. The two types of federations are coming together and holding together. In coming together federations, independent states come together on their own to form bigger unit. Let's learn this point with the example of USA, United States of America. After getting independence from their colonial rule, the 13 independent states came together to form a bigger unit, that is USA, to increase security. In coming together federation, all the constituent states normally have equal power and are almost as stronger as the central government. Okay, in coming together federation, all the states enjoy equal powers and they are as stronger as the central government. USA and Australia are the examples of coming together federations. In holding together federation, a large country decides to divide its power between the states and the central government. Central government enjoys more powers than the states. India and Belgium have holding together federations. Learn this type of federation with the example of our own country, India. Okay, after getting independence, India was divided into states. Okay, and we all are knowing that in our country, central government enjoys more powers than other governments. Thank you.